Good morning, Tim Holt with Excel Real Estate. New month, new video. So it's November, and for this month I wanted to cover something that I get asked a lot in real estate, even by people who aren't my clients, even by people who have other realtors, and that is what is included in the sale of the home. In real estate, the term is convey, or conveys, or what is conveyance. And the short answer, the simple answer is that it's anything that is attached to the home or attached to the land permanently. Anything that you would need tools to remove, or anything that would damage the property or leave an obvious mark or blemish on the property if you removed it. So it's fairly easy to go case by case and figure out what's meant to convey, but there's an important caveat in that all of this is negotiable. Things don't have to convey. So from the buyer side, and the number one thing that we talk about is appliances. From the buyer side, if there's an appliance that's in the home that you want to be sure that it's included in the sale of the home, you want to be sure that it conveys, so your realtor is supposed to put that in the offer. It is supposed to be the appliance, so it'll say, the appliance, the make, the model, and ideally the serial number, but I don't think that that's really necessary. So if we're talking about the refrigerator, that's a big one, because the refrigerator is not permanently attached to the home. It can easily be removed. But if you want that refrigerator to convey, then in your offer it needs to say that you want the Whirlpool stainless steel BRG72 whatever refrigerator. Now, the reason I say the serial number isn't that important is because there's a very, very low % chance that anybody is going to remove that refrigerator and replace it with the same make and model that's a different one. It's just not likely to happen. If you're that worried about it, by all means include the serial number. So appliances. The appliances that are permanently attached that you would need tools to remove are intended to convey. In most cases, that would mean the oven, the dishwasher. If the microwave is built into the hood over the oven, it is intended to convey. Washers and dryers, they're not attached. You can easily take them out. Well, I say easily. You can definitely take them out without tools. So that's negotiable. And again, it's important to note that everything is negotiable when it comes to what conveys. Everything is negotiable. Plants are another one that seems to come up a lot. This was passed down to me from my mom, from her mom. I don't want it to go with the house, okay? Then you need to stipulate that. You need to express that. Because when you remove it from the ground, there's a hole in the ground. You have damaged that property. You've left a mark on the property. Therefore, it was intended to convey. Now, as I've said, everything is negotiable. If you're on the seller's side, the easy answer on, if I don't want something to convey, the easy answer is remove it prior to the listing, especially prior to the listing, photos. If it's not in the pictures, if it's not on the listing, it can't convey. It is going to make it, depending on what you're removing. If you're removing all the appliances, it's going to make it hard to sell at home. People are going to realize those appliances are missing, and that's going to impact their offer. But it definitely took out the negotiation of, is it supposed to convey? There isn't a dishwasher, so it's definitely not supposed to convey. So that's an option. Remove it before the listing. If we're going with it, if it's something that's in use, your oven, you for whatever reason you want to keep your oven, but you can't remove it prior to sell, you can't remove it prior to closing because you're using it, then it needs to be in writing. In all relationships, business or otherwise, especially in real estate, communication is key. Don't try and hide something that you're going to remove or something that you want to convey and you didn't ask for. Don't try to be sneaky about it. Put it in writing. It's the easiest answer. I've dealt with clients always on the seller side. Convey is almost always, when it hits a snafu, it's on the seller side. Because they're the ones who have the items to remove. The seller said, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to sell, and I'm not going to tell them the oven doesn't convey. It's my oven and I'm removing it. I bought it because the house's oven was damaged or whatever, so I'm going to remove it right before closing. Don't do it. Don't do it. If it's attached to the home, it's assumed it's going to convey. Whether it's in writing or not, the assumption is that that is going to convey. We don't line item every item. We should, but typically we don't. So if you remove it just before the final walkthrough, and then the buyer does their walkthrough, you are definitely going to hold up that closing. And in this market, as hot and busy as it is, you may not close. In the past, we've been able to negotiate. In the past, it's been like, well, you took this out, we thought it was going to convey, we're reducing our offer, or you're going to pay us back at closing, or something along those lines. There's options. Right now, those kinds of delays can cost you your appointment, and it can cost you your underwriter, which means it costs you your loan, costs you your buyer, the whole deal falls through. So it's best to just not play those kinds of games. If there's something that you want to remove, put it in writing or remove it before the listing. It's the easiest answer. On the buyer side, as I said before, if there's appliances, if there's items that you want to convey, put it in writing. Put the make and the model, put the serial number. Anything that you want included in that sale, just put it in writing. There's a whole section in the contract for what you want included, what it's supposed to convey. Just put it in there. Those kinds of stipulations can make your offer a little bit less attractive, but at the same time, if it's something standard and you just want to be sure, you're not hurting your offer. If it's something specific and it matters to you, it's worth losing the offer. If it matters enough to put it in writing, then it's worth losing the offer over, or losing the closing over to get what you wanted. And, it's all negotiable. If you say, I absolutely want the washer and dryer because I don't have them, and they say, no, I'm not, I see that's in the writing, I'm not agreeing to that, then they'll take it out. They'll change it. They'll put a strike through or they'll just put it in the writing. Those don't convey. And then we negotiate from there. Better to ask and get a no than to not ask at all. So that's pretty much it for conveyance, what's included with the real estate. If you have to use tools to remove it, if you have to damage or mar the property, leave a mark on the property, it's meant to convey. If it's meant to convey, you don't typically have to line item it and discuss it, but if you're that worried about it, put it in writing. If it's an appliance that isn't attached, if it's anything that isn't attached and you want it to convey, put it in writing. That's the simple answer. But it gets asked a lot, so I thought I would cover it. So that being said, I am Tim Holt with Excel Real Estate. If you have any questions about real estate, don't hesitate to reach out to me. My contact information is in my YouTube channel, or comment on the video. It is, the holiday season, so happy Thanksgiving, happy holidays, and you'll definitely be hearing from me again in December. Thank you.